Kevin.
Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zack. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh, no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging him? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish.
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
They can never make moves when I just am ready for a move. It has to be whenever I either have not gotten sleep, anything, that's when we got to strike. That's when they love to strike. But nevertheless, let's get this show on the road. The Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles are back making moves. In this one, they're bringing back an old friend. And let's get a little breakdown here, courtesy of Robert Murray. Zack Eflin returning to the Baltimore Orioles on a one-year, $10 million contract with the O's, $5 million in salary for 2026, $3 million signing bonus, $2 million buyout. The buyout the buyout and option can both increase by $1 million with 15 starts in 2026, and an additional $1.5 million with 20 starts, and an additional $2.5 million with 25 starts. Mutual option can max out at $30 million, while the buyout can max out at $7 million. So, Orioles return an old friend last year, Zack Eflin, coming off obviously season-ending surgery. So, felt like that might be an option for the Orioles this offseason, a guy that they obviously are comfortable with. I'm going to make this smaller. Guy that they're obviously comfortable with. They know he's a veteran. He gets along with guys in the clubhouse. He is a leader. I think this is very much, I see people talking about liking it as a depth move. I think this is a depth move. I think this is Zack Eflin wants kind of like a one-year prove-it deal, 1-year deal to be like, okay, I'm back, I'm healthy, I can be the guy that I was in 2024, which we'll get to in a moment. Obviously, in his time in Baltimore in 2024, very impressive, but you're hoping if he returns to that form, this is a very, very good signing for the Orioles, and I don't think it's going to be the signing. We talk about that a lot. What is the move versus a move? This is a move, I believe. I don't think this can be the move. I don't think this replaces a Ranger Suarez, a Framber Valdez, a Freddie Peralta, a move like that. This isn't a needle mover. But what this is good depth. This is a good piece to now, if you have Dean Kramer and Zack Eflin fighting it out for your 5, if you go out and get a guy, I think this is a fantastic move. I think this is a move that gives you a lot of depth. It gives you a lot of flexibility. And shoot, who just brought it up right here. Shoot, I literally just saw something. Yeah. Jarvis, gotta have depth. Look at the Dodgers. Dodgers had 17 players start for them as a pitcher last season. So, yeah, I agree. You need to have depth. And you need to have guys that you can rely on. And Zack Eflin is a guy you can rely on. He has had injury history. He has had seasons where he does not pitch in a lot of games, stretch of just 18 games, 20 games, then pitches 31, 28 in 2024 before only pitching in 14 last season. But as everyone remembers, in that post-deadline 2024, Zack Eflin was the guy in Baltimore. I mean, even for a time, he was kind of seen as the team's ace in that August when Corbin Burns was struggling. He was having his yearly August downswing. And Zack Eflin, across 9 games, had a 2.6 ERA, 55 innings pitched, 5-2 record. He was kind of that stability. And so I think this sets it up really well for that stability. Like I said, I don't think this is a move that it's not flashy. It doesn't. Suddenly people aren't going to be purchasing the World Series tickets in Baltimore because, Zack Eflin's added to the rotation. But what I think it does is it adds quality depth. It adds depth in a position that, like we just brought up, like I just said with the Dodgers, 17 Dodgers starting pitchers were used last year. It's a lot of starting pitchers. You're going to need depth. We joked about in 2024, before the season, when they added Burns, obviously Means was coming back. Bradish was supposed to come back. We kept joking. We're like, man, the Orioles have too much starting pitching. Like they had 9 guys that could be starting pitchers. And by the end of the year, you're sitting there and we're like, hey, can anyone pitch for the Orioles? Do they have anyone that can start? So you can never have enough starters. You can never have enough quality depth guys. And that's exactly what Zack Eflin is. Let me pull up his baseball savant real fast, because it was definitely a down year, all things considered, for Eflin, especially with 14 games pitched only. But last year he did what Zack Eflin does. He does not walk guys. 98th percentile in walks in both 24 and 25 and 23. He was a 99th percentile walk guy, and then 91 percentile in 22. That's what, we always talk about. Why do you love Zack Eflin? He doesn't walk guys. He doesn't walk guys. So it all comes down to not allowing extra guys on base. We've seen how many times, especially it feels like throughout some of these young starters. We talk about Cade Povich, probably the most, but allowing guys on, free runners, all of a sudden you go, you get the first out, then you walk the next 2. Suddenly guys are in scoring position. Letting guys on base, it comes back to bite you. Nothing good ever happens after a walk. So Zack Eflin limits those. I think in this way, in this role, because I'm not sure, I don't think he's going to start the year on the team. We will see what happens there and if he is ready to start the season. But either way, and I think it's going to be a lefty either way, just because I think I'm still big on Ranger Suarez. I still really think it's going to be Ranger Suarez. I think once the years come down, it just makes too much sense to not be Ranger Suarez. Also opens up, some potential trade possibilities. But I also wanted to do this just because obviously we have, that's not what I wanted to do. So currently the Orioles, if you look at it, you have Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, Shane Baz, Dean Kramer, Zack Eflin. So here, I'll share it. I'll share the screen. So already right here, I mean, this is not the worst rotation. Like right here, 2 years ago, heck, last year we would be killing for this. But it also allows you to have depth. Obviously, Suarez, we'll see. He's on a minor league contract. We'll see if he makes the team out of the pen. Tyler Wells is another guy that being out there, we'll see what happens with him. If he's going to be kind of progressed as a starter or a reliever, he has that high upside in both roles. I mean, in 2023, he was one of, if you're not your best starter for the beginning of it. You know, I just think I think that this rotation, you add a guy like Suarez and you put him, you know, you could put, I still think Bradish won, probably then Suarez, then Rogers, then Boz, then you have Eflin and Kramer. I mean, that's a really nice 1 through 5. Really nice 1 through 5. Join me though. Talk about it. Hit that like and subscribe button you haven't already. Kevin and Zach react, going live after every single Orioles game, Ravens game, and breaking news and all of that. We have the one, the only Kevin Ostreicher. Kevin, we're always making moves when just can never be a normal. I guess this was the normal-ish time, but I got no sleep last night, Kevin. So I was like laying in bed. I was like, God. I was like, you know what? It's almost nighttime. And then it's like, oh, yep, Orioles make a move. Okay, here we go. Back on the horse. How we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is it's a fine depth move. You know, definitely. I don't want it to be the last move for them as a starter. Again, like if they get a top of the line guy, I mean, depth is good. They need depth, and it's kind of. We understand that with some of the injury risks with some of these guys, I mean, you need to be 7 or 8 starters deep and you figure out the rest later. So,
yeah,
I mean, there's the conversation, yes, about who gets quote unquote pushed out if they do end up signing a top end guy. But for a depth piece, for Eflin to be a 6th starter, or
and that's a good conversation to have.
Yeah, it's the conversation I think a lot of teams have to have at this point. Like you don't want to avoid hurting feelings and just say, okay, we're gonna go with 5, and we're not gonna exclude anybody. So if we sign a 6th guy, we'll hurt that guy's feelings by putting him in the bullpen or doing whatever. You need to have those conversations. So I think at the end of the day, like it's a fine signing for me. It's kind of like what we've been saying, though. It can be a move, but not the move. I think that's kind of the way to put it.
Kevin, and people will probably take this out of context the wrong way. This can't be the Charlie Morton move. Like last year, it's the same thing where we're like, honestly, as a depth signing, I like it. It can't be the move. Now, unfortunately, that was the move.
Yeah.
Like that was the move, and that was where it became the issue.
Yeah.
If you still get a Ranger Suarez and now Zack Eflin is a cheap depth piece, this move's incredible. I mean, this is for the upside, $10 million for 2026. For the upside that's possible there, if he's healthy, because when Zack Eflin's healthy, he's a bona fide number 3.
It's really good. Yeah.
So you add that, he slots in behind Boz. I mean, whether Kramer, because guys are going to be injured. We talk about it all the time. Guys are going to get hurt. You're going to need your depth. So for me, it's a move that I don't think it's going to be the move. I still think they have more to come and more in the works. I still think they need a reliever. I think you need one more starter, but I mean, they're definitely being aggressive this year. If this is their quote unquote depth signing, I mean, we've seen a lot worse depth signings in the history over the years than bringing back a guy who's pretty solid for just 10 mil.
Yeah, and again, I saw your tweet about it being a cheap deal, and I'm like, man, can I get a cheap deal? Can I hold? So I'd do a cheap deal for a tenth of that, and I'd
Yeah.
be, I'd be good to go. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that the Orioles still can do, and we know that yes, like you talked about the aggressiveness, and I can't sit here and think to myself that Mike Elias hasn't learned from last year. And so I think
Yeah.
that the difference this year is, hopefully going to be, all right, depth signing, great. But unlike the Charlie Morton move, this will not be the end of what they plan to do. And, we still, I mean, spring training is not far away, but it's also not close. There's
Yeah.
still time to figure things out. And, obviously with Imai and the whole situation with him, once that market, I've seen people talk about in the chat, once
Yeah.
he signs, I think the market will kind of fall into place after that. But until then, you're just kind of in wait and see mode. But I'm glad that they got, again, if you can check off all your boxes, because I do think that depth starter was one of those boxes. So if you can check off all of your boxes and then, okay, just get that big last one, save it for last, and have that be your final move. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at right now, they start with Leody Taveras, who I think is being underrated. I think if he makes the team, he is someone who has upside to be a defensive replacement. I don't think he's, breaks the bank, anything like that. Bring Kittredge back. You get Ryan Helsley, Pete Alonso, obviously. You then get Zack Eflin back. Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone. Shane Baz.
Yeah.
Get Shane Baz. It just feels like they're being aggressive, but they just need that one more. They just need that one more move, like you said, because if you add a Ranger Suarez to that, Taylor Ward as well. I knew I missed one.
Oh,
Taylor Ward. Yeah.
That was like
you
forever ago.
Grayson Rodriguez has been.
I know. It seems like that feels like 3 months ago.
It really does. But yeah, I mean, they're being aggressive, and I think they're opening the wallets. If this is a quote unquote cheap deal for the Orioles, if they're giving up $10 million, they gave Tomo and Morton 15 each last year for 1-year deals. So I think Eflin, especially at this age, is going to be more productive than those two were. So yeah, in a vacuum as a move, I like it as a depth spot. But as we keep saying, cannot be your last move, especially for that rotation, because I think you have an opportunity to make that rotation really, really solid, but you got to take advantage of it. There are options out there that fit this ball club really well, and I think if you're able to go out there and capitalize on it, get a Suarez or a Valdez, I think you're in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think this has been a really, really good offseason for them. I mean, if they don't get a starter, I'd be pretty disappointed, like a top of the line guy, obviously, because they've checked off so many of their boxes and proven that, they are going to be aggressive. And that mentality has made me excited. I know it's made a lot of other people excited too. So got to keep it rolling. And I know, again, best case scenario, you don't have to rely on Eflin a lot, if at all, this season. Like that's the best case scenario. And then that's assuming obviously they get a top of the line guy. Like best case, everybody stays healthy, and Eflin can be like that sixth guy moving up and down. Maybe if a guy has to go on the IL for a couple weeks, but I mean, ideally, the Orioles aren't making this move, in my opinion, at least, with the notion that Zack Eflin is going to be starting every fifth day for us for the entire season. No. I think that obviously for them, if they don't have to use Zack Eflin in a big role this season, that is, to me, the best case.
Yeah, and I gotta find out. Do we know what Eflin's health looks like?
You mean like right now?
Yeah, because obviously he got. I just want to know because I think he's. I don't think by spring training.
Yeah, I don't know if he's healthy right at this moment, but
yeah. So I'm just trying to see if we got anything.
I'm honestly not sure.
MLB.com, nothing. You would think they'd be helpful. Yeah, but no, I agree. I don't think he's a guy that you're hoping for every fifth day. You're hoping that when his number's called, he's going to be a good, reliable guy to maybe help with, he was there. Actually, he might have been there in Tampa during Shane Boz's best year. So, hey, maybe even if he's a mentor, like even if he's a mentor to young guys like that,
always
that
good
matters.
to know people on the team. Yeah.
We talk about all the time getting mentors and having, these leaders, and it's not lost that, last year's was a 42-year-old Charlie Morton, and it didn't work out well. So if you get a guy that's closer to his prime and was actually pretty valued as your quote unquote depth signing vet, that's a big step. I think.
Yeah, it's huge. And I think for the Orioles, the AL to me is so wide open. And that's why I think this is, last year, obviously it was wide open as well. And that's what made last offseason so disappointing. I still think it's wide open this year. There are a lot of contenders, a lot of teams that could make noise. There are teams that are making moves. But to me, this is an opportunity for you to really, really make some noise and put yourself ahead of the pack. Because again, the Orioles can make all of these signings and all of these moves, and it's absolutely going to increase the floor and the ceiling. But I said this last offseason, and I will stick with it again this offseason. The floor and the ceiling of this team is going to come from their young players.
Without a doubt.
Can Gunnar Henderson bounce back? Can Colton Cowser bounce back? Can Jordan Westbrook stay healthy? Can Adley Rutschman bounce back? All those guys. Because realistically, I don't want this to be hey, we're relying on Trevor Rogers to have a 0.5 ERA for the entire season. Obviously, ideally, Bradish has a great full healthy season, and Kramer is able to consistently be the Dean Kramer that we know can be super, super dominant. So it's Pete Alonso is going to help. Taylor Ward is going to help. These guys are going to help. But to me, it's going to be on the guys can Kobe Mayo take a step, assuming he stays, with Jackson, can he take another step? There are still so many avenues for improvement that go beyond the free agent market or the trade market. I'm just glad we're not talking about those as the only areas for improvement, because last year it was okay, they barely did anything in the offseason. So now you have to, those guys are going to have to be the ones to step up. Now you take some of the pressure off their shoulders too, which I think is a really good thing, right? You bring in these vets and you're not putting as much pressure on them, these younger players, which I think, again, not that they can't handle pressure, but it's good to know that you have Pete Alonso at the heart of your lineup and you don't have to do everything for this team if you're a young guy.
Yeah, and we've talked about the protection it brings. Gunnar finally having a guy to protect him, Taylor Ward helping, being an RBI guy. It just feels like it's the pressure. It's allowing these guys, this young core, because you hit the nail on the head. That core, how far they go is going to be the best route for the Orioles to get back to where they want to be. Pete Alonso can hit 40 home runs, driving 130 next year. But if Gunnar is having a disappointing year, if Holiday's having a disappointing year, Cowser's having another disappointing year, Westberg's often on the injury list all year, Adley's having a disappointing year, I don't know if that's going to make up for it. So I agree. It's like you brought these guys in to hopefully protect them and help boost them. But, you know, this team is going to live and die by its young core still. They need to take that next step. And that's why I think you feel so confident with Albernaz and the crew he's brought in, because so far it's been nothing but incredible reviews from almost every coach there about, you know, okay, this coach that they got, people love him in the industry. They think this guy's a rising star. They think this guy's a rising star. And hopefully you're out there and they are improving and they are getting the most out of these guys. Because if you get the most out of this team, I mean, upside, this team has as much upside talent-wise as anyone in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, and that, again, yes, has a lot to do with the fact that they're young guys, or, you know, they're going out there and will hopefully at least be a big, not only a big part of the team, but the main reason this team wins games. And, I think a lot of last year, Zach, I mean, not to like rehash those wounds because they were pretty bad, but like it was, pulling guys out or pinch hit decisions and weird bullpen rotation. And honestly, like the conversation with Mark DeRosa is what I keep coming back to of like guys need to know their roles. And when guys don't know their roles, it just makes things weird. Like to me, it can even like make things awkward, I'm sure, of just like, I was brought in here to do something and you're just switching things up. Like, I don't know, again, what the internal discussions in that clubhouse were, and then we kind of see like the opposite being said. And we're like, okay, this is a breath of fresh air here. This is, I think, what everybody's been hoping for. So
yeah,
I'm excited for this season. Obviously, I really want to do a stream where we can celebrate a top line starter coming in. That to me is the last step.
They get Ranger Suarez, the stream's going to be legendary. Stream is going to be legendary. That's for sure. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We are going to do 2 birds, 1 stone, just because we don't feel like setting everything back up. So we are just going to talk our little recap on the day for football and all of that. But we'll finish off with final thoughts about the Orioles and answer some questions as we go along as well. But Kevin, still alive. Still alive.
Wow. Unreal.
I mean, did you see this? Like, Kevin, just overall thoughts. Because I'm speechless about it.
Yeah, well, I never want to root for the Browns ever again. That was a horrifying out-of-body experience that I never want to experience again. So, yeah, hopefully we can be done with that. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh is just a hilarious team. Like they're just a hilarious team. 4th and 1, you run a go route with Scotty Miller. 3rd and 1, you have an opportunity to really put the game, in my opinion, away, and all of a sudden you have a false start, which pushes it back to 3rd and 6. Chris Boswell just like shanks a 50-yard field goal, and I didn't know, they said it on the broadcast that like he was like 1 for 6 in Cleveland on his field goals. Just like craziness.
Unreal. And Kevin, even his 2 makes like weren't like the prettiest. Like he was definitely, you could tell he was struggling. So I wasn't surprised when he absolutely shanked it. I guess let's rip the Band-Aid off. Do you think Lamar plays?
I genuinely don't know. Like I genuinely don't know. I guess my first answer would be yes, but I don't know what he's feeling. I don't know how bad that injury actually is. I mean, at least like silver lining, if he does play, he would have had a week, like a full, essentially 2 weeks to rest.
The lower body injuries would probably feel better.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, the DK Metcalf suspension is suddenly a big deal again.
I think that ends. I think that ends their season. I think that is what ends their season. They just don't have anything without him. And now I see Will talking about Washington breaking his arm, so he's done now. I don't think they have enough. And Baltimore's been. I said this because I did a little celebratory. I'll get back into my celebratory outfit real quick. We got the sunglasses, and then
oh my gosh, Kevin, I didn't know we were doing this.
I know. Sorry, this is kind of impromptu. And then I did the. Wrong. Wait. No, I did. Okay, and then I did the. We got the. Was it perfect timing?
Yeah.
So. But and I said I was going to, and actually on the squad show on we're actually doing it on Tuesday because Wednesday I found out it's New Year's Eve. We're gonna have Q do it, we're gonna have Sam do it, so we're all gonna do it together. But perfect timing, Shadur Sanders.
I mean, it definitely was not Shadur's game. It was
no, it was not. I mean, 10 quick points. That's all they needed.
I thought they were gonna go on a run. I was like. I genuinely was sitting there and I was like, okay, Cleveland's gonna go go up at least 17-0.
Well, and honestly, when Jack Sawyer intercepted that ball, I thought to myself, he has to score a pick six because they are not going to do anything with this. Like it was that bad for them. Like it was genuinely that bad. And actually, Nick Herbig dropped a pick six.
Yep, literally because the Steelers that was right after the 4th and 1 go route to Scotty Miller. Then Shadur's like, I'll hand it right back, and
he dropped it, and that would have tied the game. No,
giving them the lead.
No, I don't know if they had the field goal at that point.
No, they hadn't.
So it would have tied the game. It would have been 10-10.
Gosh,
crazy swings.
It just this. Kevin, we're gonna have honesty hour. Do you think if they make it in that they can go on a run?
Here's what I think is their path. I guess now Buffalo's probably not going to get the 5 seed because they lost.
I know, which sucks because it's going to be Houston.
Yeah, I think they would have beat Buffalo. I think this version of Buffalo is not very good. So if they beat Houston and it's Denver as the 1 seed, I think they go to the Super Bowl. That's my hot take. If they beat Houston and Denver is the 1 seed, I think they go to the Super Bowl. Because the 4 plays the 1 unless there's a crazy upset. So
yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. So then you think they would just host winner of probably Buffalo.
I think Buffalo loses to Jacksonville.
All right, so you think they play the winner of Jacksonville?
I think that it would go Houston, Denver, and then it would be a battle with the Patriots for the championship. That's where I am with that.
Kevin, I've said before and I'll say again. This will be the dumbest year the Ravens could ever win the Super Bowl. This would be the dumbest, and they have won on some dumb years. 5 weeks without scoring a touchdown. That 2012 backing into that, this would be the most Ravens to win the Super Bowl year ever.
It'd be absolutely crazy. I don't even know the words to describe what it would be. I mean, they obviously have to win first against the...
Kevin, I'm talking about that 0.01% chance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not saying this is what they're going on a run. I still think I know they look weak. I still think if Buffalo can't represent the AFC this year, I don't know when they will.
Buffalo has too many roster holes. Genuinely.
Yeah, but Mahomes ain't in it. I'm not saying that this is they got the best team, but Mahomes ain't in it, and I think that gives you the best chance.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
Who do you think the best team in the AFC is?
Patriots.
Patriots?
Yep. I think with Milton Williams, they're the best. Because Milton Williams clears up a lot on that defense, and yeah. I mean Drake May is good, man.
Drake May.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a lot healthier too. They've been missing Robert Spillane for a little while now, and Harold Landry has been banged up. I think the Patriots are really good, but that's where it's there's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of young quarterbacks.
Does Snoop win it all?
Don't even get me. I'm very happy that at least that conversation gets taken away for a week, and we don't have to have that. Hopefully, because hopefully all the attention will be on how bad Pittsburgh blew this.
Hopefully. Kevin, I have a question for you. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I brought it up to my friends. You're going to hate this question. You're going to hate that I put you in this situation. Snoop wins in Pittsburgh. Snoop then beats the Texans. Lamar's fully healthy. Are you this MVP's MVP? You give Lamar the ball? Or are you playing for some reason? Or are you going hot hand?
I'm giving Lamar the ball when he's healthy.
All right. I agree. But I just know there are some people who really. I saw this tweet and it's and I talked about it last night. It sucks because it's so obvious. Half of the Ravens, when Lamar's quarterback, like half the game plan is, hey, Lamar, can you save us?
Game plan. It is a
like, hey, Lamar, can you save us? And then with Huntley, they're like, all right, let's run a game plan. Like, let's execute things. And it's like, why can't we do that with Lamar? We'd be unstoppable.
Yep. I agree.
That's the most frustrating thing. No, I agree though. If Lamar's healthy, I don't care if Snoop got you all the way to the Super Bowl. If Lamar's healthy, you send him out there.
Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, and I think Huntley's awesome. Like, genuinely.
When is Huntley going to get like a 2-year?
He should get Cooper Rush's money.
But I'm saying with the Jets, like, when's he getting that starting job?
I think he's just become a better quarterback at this point. So. Like, he came back to Baltimore a better quarterback.
Oh, without a doubt. He looks good. I think he ends up winning. I think he ends up playing this week. I think no matter who lines up, they beat Pittsburgh. Because I'm going to be honest, even if Lamar's there fully healthy, I'm having the same game plan that they just had and the same game plan that you used in week 18 and the wild card weekend last year. I'm doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. I don't hate that. At all.
I mean, Pittsburgh, especially. What's Derek Carman? What is his?
What do you mean?
Is he out still, or what's his?
No, he's been back for a little bit.
All right, so he is back.
Yeah. The Steelers are the best run defense the Ravens have faced in the last 2 weeks. If that's like a way to put it.
Yeah. It's going to be really intriguing. I think they can do it. So, I mean, I think it would be disappointing if they, especially how last game ended, you got to go make a statement.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think Pittsburgh has the horses. The Steelers had like 34 yards rushing last time they played the Ravens.
Yeah, and it was it even that much? Yeah, it was because
it was 2 yards a carry, 17 for 34. And DK Metcalf at 148 receiving yards. Next closest was Jalen Warren with 49, and he was their entire offense. So I genuinely think that DK Metcalf getting suspended eliminated Pittsburgh from the playoffs. Assuming the Ravens win. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's like the Ravens have to win this game. Like, it is funny because it's like that reality hit. Like, when they'd won, I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt like it almost felt like we made the playoffs, and then it's like, okay, we do have to take care of business. But I agree. I think DK being out just destroys, and now with Washington as well.
Yeah, and even Calvin Austin might not play again. So
that
he missed this game.
Yeah, and like you said, 4th and 1, you're somehow still running,
just so
fade routes to Scotty Miller, deep ball.
And that run game was working. Like it was the Ravens classic. Like the run game was working, and they just went away from it for some reason. I don't get it.
I will say I hate that they are just stealing the Ravens spin-offs of the tush push, just bar for bar, word for word.
Yeah. Man, I thought when the Steelers got the ball back, they were gonna score a touchdown, go for 2, and that would have been it. I was getting pretty nervous.
Yeah, they were definitely going for 2, right?
Because
like the way that they were. Oh, actually, so want to get into this. I'm assuming you watched the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
just your thoughts on that decision to go for 2.
I think it was the right. I think it was the right call. I think it was the right call.
Kevin,
I do.
you had held that offense to 17 yards in the second half. You were driving down. You were dominating.
But they had it though. Like they had it. They would have won the game.
And they did, but they didn't.
But they had it. That's my thing. Like it was a
They
good
had
call.
momentum and they were at home. You kick that. Your defense is you got that place rocking.
I don't know. I personally like going for 2 for the win, so maybe it's just a little like bias for me that I genuinely favor that, but I personally am okay with them going.
I'm big on away. If you're away and you're stealing momentum, you go for 2 in the quick like kill shot of like we're gonna just win this right here. If you have momentum and you're at home, I'm kicking that. That's just me. I mean, I get it. I understand. Like, I do understand where you're coming from. Josh Allen had some pretty Looney Tunes plays today.
Josh Allen was not good. He was just straight up not good.
Kevin, I think I'm gonna talk myself into Ravens Super Bowl.
I think that's all we can do right now. That's all we can do.
It really is. But Kevin, final thoughts as we wrap this thing up.
No, go get a top line starter and go win in week 18. That is my plea. So
yep. So anything else, Kevin, before I guess anything for Locked On Ravens that you're doing, any specials, anything that the people should know about tomorrow?
Yeah, just regular show, 6 a.m. So you can, obviously shameless plug. You can find that on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, video, audio. So we're having fun. The watch along was fun on Saturday night. I guess the last thing is, do you think the game's going to be Saturday night or Sunday night?
Praying for Sunday night.
Honestly, and this might be a very hot take for me because I was so adamant that I hated the Saturday night thing. I didn't actually hate it at the end of Saturday night.
Actually, so if it just changes my vibe. You know what? Saturday night, because that's the only night we've won primetime so far this year. So
yeah, right. Good luck, Char.
Gosh. Orioles just officially announced that they agreed with the deal with Zack Eflin. So it's, welcome back, Zach.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Awesome. So hit that like and subscribe button. Kevin and Zach React. Ryan Ripken Show. We will be live Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. live at 5 till further notice. We'll be back after the Ravens game next weekend. We'll figure it out as they fight for the AFC North. I can't believe this is actually happening.
I know. It is crazy.
I have some memes ready about the Steelers just in case. Don't you worry, Kevin. But that's going to do it for this edition. Kevin and Zach React. Orioles get another depth signing, bringing back Zack Eflin. Ravens still alive as the Cleveland Browns come through for them. We'll catch you next time for another edition of Kevin and Zach React.
Did we do an Oriole or a Raven this time? I guess an Oriole, right?
Yeah, I guess an Oriole. Taylor Teagarden.
Pretty good one. I'm going to go with Dwight Smith Jr.
Oh, love it.